You're watching Masters in Trading Live with Jonathan Rose.
Hey guys, it's Jonathan. This weekend we got to see the mother of all buy signals. So once in a while, we'll get a signal. I think we've had 23 of them since 2013. This is the buy signal of the overall market that we get the most confidence in. Right now, the market is setting up to be extremely bullish. And I'm going to show you a ton of charts to explain exactly what we're looking for in order for us to see the mother of all buy signals. So here we go. I'll go over everything we got. I got the chat open, guys. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Thank you all for joining. My name is Jonathan Rose. I'm live every day the market's open, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Share some thoughts, go over the market once in a while. When we get over 150 likes, we're going to share a trade with you. We did get over 150 likes on Friday, so I do have a trade for you guys, but make sure you give those likes. As long as we get over 150 likes, we will continue sharing trades every single day. So, all right, guys, I'm excited for this. We don't get the mother of buy signals all too often, so here we go. Before I get started, guys, Brian, Chandra, a big thank you to you guys. Brian and Chandra sat down with me this past Friday for an interview. The interview we shared on YouTube. Chris Warder, if you could share this link in the chat, it was awesome. Brian and Chandra have been with me for a year and a half, 2 years. They have a really awesome story. They walk you through it, and it's pretty cool. Got a little highlight right here. They had about $6,500 invested in a trade that they saw in the unusual option activity scanner. They stuck with the trade. It was going against them. It felt kind of shitty, but they stuck with the rules. They ended up investing $6,500. 10 days later, they were up 808%. They made over $54,000 on this trade, risking $6,500. So, Chandra, Brian, heck of a first trade. Thank you so much. That was awesome. And, whoops. Oh, Chandra, now it all makes sense. I never put two and two together that Chandra is actually Chandra. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Chandra and Brian. All right. The mother of all buy signals. Here we go. I'm going to walk you through exactly how we get this. Once you see this, guys, you're going to see all it is when volatility spikes. Volatility is uncertainty. When volatility spikes and then gets ripped out of the market, that is the mother of all buy signals. I'm going to walk you through exactly how it works. But just to show you guys, these are all videos on YouTube that I've been making since 2016. This is all about the VIX buy signal. It had a couple of different names throughout the years, but whenever we see this, don't get caught in the VIX trap. This was 8 years ago. The market is going higher. I'm going to walk you through exactly how this works. First, let me give you the back-tested trade results. Yeah, it's written real small, but I wanted to get all the trades on there. So the back-test trades, guys, with no stop. This is with no stop. The next slide, I'm going to show you a 21-day stop. So there have been 23 trades so far. 0 losers, according to the back test. And here are all those trades. And then you can pause it if you'd like. And these are all the trade P&L. You'll notice there are no losers. Well, if we do this with a 21-day stop, and again, what are we doing here? You can buy the SPY, buy S&P futures. We're trying to get 100 points in S&P futures, 21-day stop. With a 21-day stop going back to 2013, that's the latest that we can go back because that's when the VIX, the 9-day and the VIN and the VIF all started trading. Since then, there's been 32 trades and 3 losers. Again, trade P&L is all right here. You can see the data. And if I look for the 3 losers, you can see loser, loser, and loser. But overall, it is extremely, extremely consistent. And let's go over it, okay? So the mother of all buy signals. This is our most reliable buy signal, the one I trust more than any other. It's built on VIX term structure. When we talk about the VIX term structure, the VIX, the fear index, is a 30-day measure of volatility. Well, we can look at the 9D. We can look at the 30D. We can look at the 90D, the 180D day. This is VIX term structure. Once in a while, when the front gets really strong and then comes back and gets really weak, let me pull up a chart. I'll show you exactly what I mean. VIX 9D is a 9-day measure of volatility. We want to see it spike and come back. Look-y here. VIX 9-day. A 9-day measure of the VIX. Look, spike, come on down. Spike, come on down. These are all massive rallies, guys. This is what we want to see. And here's the big one in April. Soon as it turns, that is when we get a 100-point rally out of the S&P futures, out of the SPY. The setup consistently captures 100 S&P points. Bottom line, this signal, guys, it doesn't flash often, a couple times a year, but when it does, it marks a major turning point in the market, and it just triggered again. I got one more slide before we're going to get into the actual trade, but just to give you an idea, going back to talking to Eddie, what do we rely on? What do we know for sure? Death, taxes, and the VIX buy signal. Trust the tools. Magnus, the VIX buy hits hard. Matt, I got my 100 points again. VIX coming down. I worked 100 points already. We got the VIX buy signal. Who could have possibly predicted a rally? Oh, wait. The VIX buy signal could. So, okay. Let me show you what this looks like. VIX tool, VIX tool. Let's use this VIX tool. And so here you could see we are getting the buy signal right now. Buy signal here, and then all the back tested. This is going back to April, these buy signals. So what does it mean though? What do we want to do? Danny made 42,000 on August 6, 2024 using the mother of all buy signals. You know, we like to celebrate those with a glockenspiel. All right, so we have a buy signal, right? What does it mean? What do we do? Well, let me move this to just a normal chart. We've been talking about the VVIX, right? The VVIX is the VIX of the VIX. Look at it. Here's the VVIX, the VIX of the VIX. Notice how it spikes and it's coming all the way down right now. Whenever the market sees a ton of risk, like it did, and then all that risk gets sucked out of the market really, really quickly, bullish, bullish, bullish. The market is going higher. Now, where do you get in? Well, this uses the S&P futures. S&P futures, here's what it looks like. Strong, right? Strong, getting up to its previous highs. Let me look at a weekly. Weekly, yes, last week's high, 67, 66. Last trade, 67.70. There's your support, guys. 67, 66 in the S&P futures. We have tight support because the market is strong. Really, really, really strong. S&P futures, you can do the SPY. What about a trade? How can we express our opinion in a trade? Well, let me pull up an options chain. Let's look at the SPY. S&P futures you can use for those guys who like to use futures. We are bullish, bullish, bullish. I do want to share a free trade with you guys. And so the free trade that I'm going to share is a bull put spread. Why do I want to do a bull put spread? Guys, what do you think? Well, I want to do a bull put spread because as the market goes higher, volatility goes lower. And so when volatility goes lower, we don't want to buy options. We don't want to buy out of the money options because we need a significant move. So instead of the market 670 right now, we're in December, the 680s are 13, the 690s are 9. Well, rather than that, doing some kind of spread where you're selling some puts and buying some lower puts is a much better play, in my opinion. It's a great way to take in some income. I don't think that the market is going to trade down. I do think that December options melt. So what I'd be looking, and the free trade that I want to share today, is I want to share a trade that gets us short volatility. That's why I want to sell, I don't know, say the 640s and buy the 625s. Do that for $2, take in that income. The market should continue to go higher, and then you'll be able to just collect those puts as they decay down to zero. Overall, guys, the message is I am extremely bullish. The S&Ps, the SPX, the SPY, anything associated with the S&Ps. Will it pull the NASDAQ up? You better believe it will. But the trade that I want to share today is we want to get long that SPY, and you can do that by doing a bullish put spread, say on those 640s on the SPY that expire in December. I love this trade. We are extremely bullish into the end of the year. Okay? Guys, make sure you give those thumbs up. I got a bunch of trades that I want to talk about with our all access. What I always do is we have a free portion, which we just did now, and then we break off into our all access portion. In our all access portion, we're going to be talking about two topics. We're going to talk about lithium. I am bullish lithium, very bullish, and I'm also very bullish natural gas. So that's what we're going to talk about with our all access. Thanks so much for watching. All access. You guys hang tight. Everybody else, see you guys live tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys. Hey everybody in All Access, what are we going to do here? We're actually going to do a video for advance notice today because we just shared an advance notice trade and I want to go over that.